Preseason's kind of long. That's kind of the theme in the Northeast. You can't really get outside and schedule games early in February when you just don't know what the weather's going to be like. So, for us, even to play, February 22nd is going to be fantastic. Playing, a little bit further south from here and a little bit out west. So the weather should be all right. That's kind of what the game plan was when we set up the game. Yeah, honestly, playing time is probably the biggest thing. The playing time that they received last year is going to translate to being able to step up and do the right things on the field this year. And the only way to get a year's worth of experience is to play for a year and be on the field. We've got some players that are going to be taking some new roles, some leadership roles, and we're excited about it. Some of it's coming from our junior class, which is absolutely, we knew the seniors, we knew what they could do. I mean, they've been with us for the last 4 years, but some of the juniors that we've got that are really stepping up right now. I mean, you've got Paige and you've also got Peyton. They're both doing really well this year. As far as where they finished last year and where they can get started this year, we're excited about that, and they're really excited too, because again, they've been playing really well, especially during practice and even during some of our fall scrimmages. Yeah, no, she's one of those types of players. I mean, she might not be the most vocal, which is okay. I mean, you need all types of leaders, and she's the type of player that just does it. And sometimes there's situations and even during practice, we'll tell some of the younger players, like, hey, listen, when you're going through these drills, do yourself a favor, key on a few players, and in some instances it would be Emma. Say, hey, listen, look at the way that she cuts. She cuts with conviction. Look at the fact that she's catching the ball in traffic and finishing. Those are things that you can start to do, that she's kind of learned over the course of the last 3 years. Honestly, no player has been a surprise for us. We kind of know, during the recruiting process exactly what kids can do for us. Kolb is she's a special breed. I mean, she can do just about anything that we ask her to do. As far as the draw controls were concerned, it was basically in her sophomore year where there was some graduation, and we're just like, hey, can you do it? And she looked at us and said, yes, no problems. Same thing with cause turnover, same thing with ground balls. She's right now she's a team leader in all those categories, and now with hopefully with a good season this year, she might even lead our team in draw controls as well. They're good. I mean, that I can't say any more than that. They day in and day out, every single practice, they produce saves that just aren't possible. And even the freshmen started to step up into that as well. She's doing a fantastic job of just starting to get used to the pace of the game. Whereas I think Kate and Ray both kind of did early in their careers, is that they did get as much action as we possibly could get them. And now that you're right, they're pushing each other to be that starter for this year. We've got a few, that we're hoping that can make some impacts. We had an unfortunate setback with Nina, who she had a little bit of a foot injury over break, which it was kind of unfortunate, and we're not quite at 100% yet, so that's kind of unfortunate. Tori is she had a really good fall season, and now when we're starting to work towards the games a little bit, we're really trying to help her develop into a player. So again, we've got some good freshmen. We also have a defender and Becca, who is had a fantastic fall. I mean, with that being said, I mean, we've got 2 or 3 freshmen that can make some serious impacts for us. Yeah, the PSAC, obviously with the change this year, they've made it so it's an east and a west region, and you have to play the western side twice. That should lead to an interesting season. Because when you only see a team once, it's a little bit easier to prepare. But we've kind of have a target on our back. So a lot of those teams they'll get a second shot at us. And that's one of those things where you got to make sure that we're prepared for every game. You look at early in our season, having Tiffin, having Lemoyne, who's currently I think in the top 5 nationally. That should be a really good test for us. And even Walsh, who is I think they're maybe third or fourth, in their conference, but they're. I mean, I think they, after watching them play in the fall, and we'll have another chance to see them tomorrow on how we think that they'll do in their conference.